Hi there everyone. So I get asked quite often in Discord, there's quite a lot of questions about pets and empowerment stats and which pets are good. So I thought I'd just start like a little beginner's guide to random things DD2. So this one's going to be about pets. So once you're doing maps and from mastery rewards, and you can purchase from a guy on a ship in town or in the tavern, he's over here. You can purchase pet eggs. Once you get your eggs, you can come over to these guys. So in town, they're just out past the table on the left. In the tavern, it's down the steps. You take your egg to the hatchery dude. I haven't got any at the moment. So you just hatch them, and then you'll randomly get some pets. So I did these ones earlier. Depending on which egg, gives you a different type of pet. From like a small pool, or some pets are just specific eggs to the pets. On DD2 wiki, on Google I believe, there's quite detailed pets information. Don't know if it's totally up to date, but there's enough on there to see which abilities come with which sorts of pets. I'm not the fountain of all knowledge of pets. I just kind of used what I needed and what I've heard and seen as well. So without further ado, let's get into some of this. So I've hatched these, and now I have a chance to roll with like an elemental attack, or some of them can be a physical attack. So like this one here, in the pet stats, that's just a pet attack damage, so that's like a non-elemental attack. Whereas compared to this one, which is a fire damage. So your elemental pets can be quite handy if you're trying to combo them with shards or mods on your heroes that you're using. So you could have like a poison shard or like a poison ring and an earth pet, and that'll give you the petrify combo when you're attacking, as long as your pet's attacking the same thing you are. Stuff like that. So you can use the elements to your advantage. Different pets, so like I said, roll different abilities. I'm not 100% sure on which abilities are guaranteed on each pet, but as far as I know, like all earth pets will have the ability to roll Sandstorm, which we'll cover later on. Right, so I've hatched these, and if you equip it, it's kind of easier. So I'm going to equip it to EV2 because she's not got one. So we'll go through. And to evolve them, go to this dude, the EV2. So on the hero you've got the pet equipped to, it'll always be at the top. And it's just easier than going through all your pets that you've got in your bags. So you can click on that. They need some reagents, energy, which is basically like leveling them up, and hearts, which is basically get from using them, or a few items, which we'll cover in a minute. So you've got to get these experience items. And you get the items from like the little pet bags you get from maps. So open them up and it'll give you different sorts of items. I haven't got any bags at the moment. So yeah, I think I do have in my vault there a lot of different items. So I transferred a few pet items. So these are all like the reagent items you can get. So you got like the first evolve. Then when you evolve them again, you need the next tier up, and then evolve them again, you need like the last tier. And then you get like the reroll abilities, reroll pet abilities, pet stats, and empowerment stats. So if you're going to reroll things, which we'll cover in a bit, you need those items. And they're the affection boosters, so that will give you the hearts. You get them from mastery, or some people sell them in shops if they've got a surplus of them. Or again, you can go to a little pet egg dude, and he sells like a pretty bad version, but at least they're able to be got if you don't want to grind out mastery. So I think the large pet affection ones do about 14 hearts, not 100% sure, and these ones probably do about 5 or something. I hardly used them. You can also get hearts from using the pets in maps. I believe if you've got that hero with that pet out at the end, that pretty much gives it a heart. So it's just going to take a bit of grinding time to level them up if you don't have the pet affection boosters. So let's pretend I do, because I do. So you can use gold if you haven't got any experience items. You can just feed him up. You get some more XP items. Right, so he's fully powered up. So that's the 10 and 10 energy. Now I just need the hearts. So I could either do maps and get him up, taking forever. Or as long as I've got EV2 sort of selected in my deck, I can just use one of these. And that is, voila, 10 hearts. So on the first evolve, you'll unlock the skills or the abilities for the pets. Ah, I always forget reagents. Right, so I need 3 reagents. Totally didn't bring them. What are we on? Purples, aren't we? Groovy. So now he's like on his second evolving thing. So it won't tell you the pet ability until you go back out and then go back in for some reason. So for instance, this one's got Hex, so nearby enemies take 1250 magical hero damage and then deal 50% less damage for 9 seconds. Some of them, I don't know if some pets, like specific pets, have got like only one type of skill. But DD2 wiki page on pets will tell you. But if not, you can re-roll pet ability that you want out of the pool that it's got. So just random chances, bit of RNG. And go for snowball instead. So now there's forest snowball dealing 2750 or hero damage to one enemy. So you can just keep re-rolling until you get the ability you want, as long as it's in the pool for that specific pet. Some abilities are more useful than others. Quite a common one that we'll go through is the Dracolich, or like the equivalents from events and stuff like that. So they'll have Whale. I think this is one of them that's just got a fixed ability. All of them's Whale. So it'd be like Ghost Whale 1, 2 or 3. I'm sure that's just on the evolve level. It's all the same. So that will haunt enemies, increasing damage taken by 100% for 5 seconds, cooldown of 60 seconds. So the reason that gets used a lot on DPS heroes is if you've got a boss coming through like your defenses, if you can pop your pet ability on that, and then the boss will basically take double damage from your defenses and your hero. So it gets hammered basically, compared to something like Sandstorm or Cyclone, where that will just buff your hero. So you're not really debuffing the enemy, you're just buffing yourself. So the boss will take the same amount of damage from all your defenses and stuff like that. So if he's nowhere near defenses, this is sort of a more beneficial thing, because then you can just pop that and then you're stronger, so you can hit multiple targets in different lanes whilst having the buff, whereas the Whale is more one targeted specific area sort of skill. Okay, so we'll go back into our pet that we're working on. So you've got the pet stats. So, like I said, they have the chance to roll with an element. They're fixed, so you can't change what they are, but you can re-roll how good they are, if that makes sense. So these bottom two. So the attack rate, using your pet stats, re-roll items. I believe with the pet attack rate, the higher the number the better for this, even though it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? It seems like you want the lower number to get more attacks per second, but it's not. I think. Fairly sure. So, I've got a pet attack rate of 71 already, so I've just re-rolled it, and this gives me 091 out of 92, so that's pretty good. So we'll re-roll that to that. The water damage, like I say, I can't change the element on it, so I can just change how close it is to the max number. So it's on 480 already, so I want 509. I wouldn't get too caught up with this, because the pets aren't exactly the most damaging thing in the world. Normally just kind of leave them alone unless you're just trying to squeeze a little bit extra out of them. But the empowerment stats, that's the important bit. There's quite a lot of like detail to this. So you want to roll them to suit the hero that's wearing it. So if it's a builder, you'd want to have your empowerment stats more towards the building side of things, or if it's like a DPS hero, you want it more towards the DPS side of things. So I could just re-roll hero damage, and that would give me like a random ones to pick from out of the pool. So you just keep re-rolling until you get the ones you want, and then you can keep re-rolling to get that as close to the higher number as you want. Which we won't fart about with for that much. So we'll go through the builders and stuff like that. So for instance, the Merc this time around, I've just got auto equip gear on. I'm just using him for building at the moment. So for that pet, I've given him defense health and defense power. So that will affect anything that I've put down, whether I've got this hero out or not. Because he's built it and he's got that pet, he's getting those defenses and stuff, are getting the boosts from that defense health and defense power. Whereas my Barb, he's obviously got no defenses, so I've gone hero damage and hero health. So you kind of tailor the empowerment stats to how you want for whichever hero and for what purpose. The pet stats will increase with your gear score. So for example, I've got nearly maxed Barb here. So the empowerment stats are around what the gear score is. Just the way I've rolled it. So they're doing like 14,000 and it's level 60 pet. And if I go to something that hasn't, so they haven't got a pet. So someone like my Mystic, she's still got a level 60 pet, as good as it can get, but the empowerment stats are 391 because my gear score is only like 398. So the point with that is, if you're using a hero just for building, don't neglect giving him like auto equipped gear, because that will raise the gear score, which is raising his pets, which is giving him better empowerment stats, which is basically boosting your defenses. And it's not exactly hard just to auto equip. You know, you're going to get gear as you're farming. So on all my builders, I've set Mystic, to be fair. Most of my builders that I'm actually mainly using, I've just put auto equip gear on. So we'll go through like a little demo. Just use Flame or something, shall we? Yes. Alright, so that's 1.69 million DPS with the auto equip gear. So if I just take the pet off, I'm going to lose 12,000 defense power. What was it for? 1.69. 1.51. So I've just lost like 100, nearly 200k DPS off that just for the sake of having a pet with some auto equip gear. Basically, it's not, it's like a small amount, but for something that's got like 10 million DPS, it's going to drop it a little bit more. So if we just boost it, so that's 2 million. I'll find whichever pet I add on now. So that's 230k DPS just for the sake of having a pet on. It's a win-win really, just for auto equipping and re-rolling. So yeah, so that's pets. That is pets. Go through some common ones actually. So you've got the Dragoliches for the whales. You normally got this is like a premium version, but Cyclone and Sandstorm off. I think all Earth pets can roll Sandstorm. So hang on, I got a Sandstorm. I think Nigel had the Sandstorm. Where are you, man? Nigel. Yeah, so Sandstorm. So increases speed by 50% and attacks deal 115% bonus Earth hero damage for 7 seconds. So stuff on like the Huntress, you can pop that and then you're absolutely smashing out damage. Same with the Barb, to be fair. The only difference between the premium and the non-premium one is the Duration is more for the non-premium, and the cooldown is shorter. But you're just doing less damage. So there's pros and cons. If you want to be able to pop out more damage more often, then just use the normal one. If you want more damage less often, use a premium. How'd you get premium eggs again? So if you've got like a Gato egg and stuff like that, you can go into the hatchery and it will give you an option to use gems at the bottom, and then that will give you an option of what sort of premium eggs can drop. Same for the different types of eggs, I believe. I haven't really farted about too much for that. I'm not rich. So I've just got a couple that I've needed. When I bought that groovy pack that's on discount. Yeah, that's about it for pets. That's about it. So if you want to learn all the abilities and stuff, then check out the wiki site. And that is basically how you change your empowerment stats to better your defenses and your heroes. Alright. If you've got any more questions, just write in the comments. I'm going to start trying to pop out some like frequently asked question tutorial videos, or guides, or information. And just throw them out as and when I can. But yeah, if you've got anything specific you wanna ask or whatever, just comment and I'll get on and reply or do a video if I can. Alright, thanks very much.